What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Off the Grid, a Power Rangers podcast. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and this is the podcast where we talk all things Power Rangers, whether that be comics, television, movies, toys, collectibles. And I'm excited because I've taken like over a month off from this podcast, but I'm so stoked to be talking Power Rangers again. We're going to be talking Power Rangers number 7 and Mighty Morphin number 7 will actually go in this order. Mighty Morphin will be first. But yes, I am just glad to get back on this. So a few reasons why I took such a hiatus. I recently just graduated from college, my bachelor's degree in English, and I'm going to go into substitute teaching. So I had this test called the CBEST in, certification in California, and I had been studying for that. And there's math parts, and I suck at math, so spent a lot of time doing that. Also, obviously the comics come out monthly, so there's at least 3 weeks in between comics, and so I wanted to give some time. The new comics come out starting next week, but I think Mighty Morphin number 8 comes out next week. So it's not like there was a ton of comics that I would have to catch up on. And also, Power Rangers Dino Fury, I didn't even know this, took a large hiatus. And I'm guessing it's due to the pandemic. A lot of shows did this, like Lucifer, which I just watched the second season of, incredible. Or the second part of this season 5, which was incredible. So there was no new Dino Fury, not an urgency to get on the comics. Had that test, so I had a little break, but I am back at it. We are back to action. I think this is the first time, or maybe the second time, I've shot with my new background with the whiteboard and everything. I bought this new whiteboard with some graduation money, so that was a pretty nice thing to do. Anyways, let's get into it. So normally at the top of this show, I want to open up talking about any major Power Ranger news, any major news and collectibles. I don't think there's anything major going on the news side outside of toys and comics. But, I mean, obviously, Power Rangers Dino Fury wrapped production, so that's got to be the rest of the season. So that should be, I got to check on that day, but it's airing soon. But one thing that's pretty cool, and I love talking my Power Rangers collectibles, toys on this show. One thing that's pretty cool is this, I don't know if it's a new wave, because we had Wave 9, which had the Tanga Warrior and all that, and obviously like the blue Lost Galaxy Ranger, that one, and then we've had a couple stuff released since then. But then we have the SPD A Squad. So we have the green, the yellow, the pink, the red A Squad, and I'm actually currently watching Power Rangers SPD. I've been going through all of the shows in order that I haven't seen. And I'm on SPD right now, and I'm really liking it. But I haven't met the A Squad in the show yet, and it's pretty cool. I'm glad I watched this because I'm watching that because I wouldn't even know what the A Squad is if I didn't watch this show. So, and for those of you who aren't familiar, I believe the main team on SPD is the B Squad, if not the C Squad. I'm pretty sure it's the B Squad though. So these look pretty cool, and look, a good way to kind of know which ones are going to be super popular. You gotta go to Hasbro Pulse, and that's where I buy them if I can't find them on Amazon. And you see that they're sold out. Like the green SPD A Squad is sold out, and then the Yellow Ranger versus Scorpina 2-pack is sold out. So that's how you kind of know that these are going to be hard to get. And then also we have this Power Rangers, the Tyrannosaurus Sentry, which looks freaking awesome. So those are some of the new stuff that's out right now. Again, probably should go to Hasbro Pulse if you want to buy some of that, or check Amazon. Sometimes Amazon, ultimately Amazon ends up being cheaper if you have Amazon Prime, because you don't have to do shipping. Pay for the shipping and all that. I'm going to be getting some of those. Once I do, I will definitely share them and talk about them on the show. So we're going to make these quick. This is going to be spoiler discussions on Mighty Morphin number 7 and Power Rangers number 7. So let's get back to Mighty Morphin number 7. So where we left off last, Angel Grove is in this bubble that Lord Zed has created, and the Power Rangers has infiltrated. And once they get in, we see Goldar and Matt as the new Green Ranger coming at them. So we pick up from there, and they start fighting at first, and Tommy wants to go at Matt. And of course, first we had a flashback with Zordon and the Guardians, and we see these strange creatures, and then it comes back to modern day. Oh, and they find the Zeo Crystal. So that's the connection here. They find the Zeo Crystal, and so it's obviously going to have some type of connection to everything that's going on. And if you read both these issues, this is a whole tied-in story where both sides are going to eventually meet. So we had that, and then we see them fighting in Angel Grove, and Tommy wants to take on Matt and Goldar, but Kimberly's like, nope, let's stick to the plan. You got to infiltrate the city. We'll fight these guys. So a few of them go and go into the city, and they go undercover, and the rest of them start fighting Matt and these putties and Goldar. So Kim basically surrenders to Goldar and them, and they take him back to Promethea, and we find out that Grace and Matt are actually for this. They're actually working with Zed and them because they think it's the right thing to do, and we'll get to that later. In the meantime, we see I believe we see Trini, Adam, and Tommy kind of infiltrating the city, going undercover, and they also have Candace with them, who is one of Zordon's species as well. So and that's the girl who was Skull's girlfriend. And we see her, they ask her if she's seen Bulk and Skull, and she actually has, but she says, nope, haven't seen them. So I like that, what's going on with them, because she actually cares about Skull, which is pretty interesting. And why would she, So it makes you really intrigued by that whole situation going on with them. And yeah, so, and the ones who went to go meet Grace and Promethea and all that was Kim, Rocky, and Adams. Oh, so then Aisha, Candace, and Tommy are the ones, going into the city, and they're trying to reactivate the White Tiger Zord, which is knocked out. And they start doing it, and they try to wake up the Tiger Zord, but then when he goes to try to take out the thing that would take down the barrier, the bubble, it's guarded by this huge putty that is turned into a building, and so they aren't able to do that. And then back in the Promethea lab or whatever, we find out that Grayson, because I was wondering, is Matt brainwashed or whatever, but it turns out, we know Matt is working with Grace, right? Grace Sterling, of Promethea, who was once a Red Ranger before this main team was. And we find out that, and the big thing in this issue is the town looks at peace. The putties are helping rebuild stuff. They're rebuilding buildings. The monsters are kind of taking care of the crime, and everybody looks happy, but it's all kind of, a fake setup in a way, because Zed is saying, look, I'm helping these people. Look, they look happy. And look, I have my Lord Zed figure right here. This mischievous guy right here. My favorite villain in all Power Rangers. And this is the biggest Zed moment in the comics. He says, I will never come to Earth again. I will leave you all alone if you give me Zordon of Eltar. So that's where it leaves off. And I know that was kind of all over the place, but long story short, I like the issue. When these both first started out, I really liked Mighty Morphin at first, but it wasn't blowing me away. And then I wasn't sure about Power Rangers, which is Omega Rangers, really. But I'm really invested in this now. This is crazy to me. And I'm glad that Matt wasn't brainwashed like Tommy was as a Green Ranger. So really good issue. Didn't blow my socks off, but really cool development in the story so far. All right, so let's go to Power Rangers number 7. Again, this is the Omega Rangers. We have Trini, Zach, and Jason as the Omega Rangers working with Zai, and they have their tiger animal as well, hanging out. And who else? Lord Draken. So there's been a lot of stuff going on in these issues, but basically where we leave off, they're on this mission to try to find these Imperials and take them out, basically, which they know they don't really have a chance at, but they're going to try to do it anyway. But it opens up with a really cool, really cool couple frames here where Zach, Jason, and the Tiger are playing a game, and Lord Draken are playing a game called Torno Ball, and they're kind of going back and forth, and it looks like Jason and Draken are going to win, and then Zach zaps Lord Draken's collar, which was a pretty funny moment. We find out that Zai is out on an interstellar scavenger hunt, and when he comes back, so we see these species, the Hartunians, in the flashbacks with Zordon, and we see him and the Guardians battling them a lot. So see how this is all like little tidbits here and there connecting all over the place. And so Zai finds out that the Imperials' next target is the Hartunians' planet. And I believe it's called Hartunia. And they go after, they're like, okay, they're a scumbag, evil species, but we can't let the Imperials wipe them out. Like, that's not up to us. Even though Zai suggests that they let them because the galaxy would be safer, Jason is the most freaking mature 18-year-old I've ever freaking seen in my life. He's like Captain America mindset at 18. He's like, nope, we don't play God. That's like, and it's such a cool line for sure. So basically the Rangers, they infiltrate this planet. They're kind of going undercover. They don't want them to know that they're Rangers. Of course, a fight breaks out. They start fighting. This general shows up and takes them to the Emperor Rether Till, and he said they break it down. They say, "Look, the Imperials are coming. They're gonna destroy your whole entire planet. I don't think we can beat them, but we're going to help you fight them off while you can evacuate the planet." And Rether Till, the Emperor of Hartunia, laughs and says, "I'm the ruler of Ventos. The dynasty will be the Imperial's undoing," is basically what he says. And so he says there's basically like a prophecy that he and his army are supposed to be the Imperial's undoing. But Jason's like, nope, like you're not gonna defeat them. And it's funny, earlier in the issue, when they first show up, the wife, the Empress, Evortil, tells the soldiers to like feed them to the monster. But then when the king actually sends them to be fed, other Hartunians help them escape and take them to the Empress, who's like, I was just putting on a front. We really do need your help. So that's what happens here. And I'm really liking both of these issues right now. As a Power Rangers fan, I was just looking through it and looking at the art and just all the sci-fi elements and the creatures, and I'm just like, man, look at what Power Rangers can be. It is so exciting. It's like, if they can find a way to translate the epic scale of these comics onto screen one day, there's so much great lore in this. Like, most of my casual friends in my daily life, and even my nerd friends, most of them, they don't like Power Rangers. Like, they think it's silly and it's a joke. But like, I truly believe that it has such an amazing mythology, and that you can, I just wish I could have somebody who thinks like that read these comics. I know I'll probably never get anybody to, but like, this is just the grand scale, and it's not silly, it's not dumb, it's not, Bulk and Skull falling into cakes like the original TV show. It is legit amazing sci-fi storytelling, and there's so much potential in that lore. So I can't wait. Hopefully Hasbro and Jonathan Entwistle, they have a big plan coming up. But yeah, enjoyed both these issues very much. Cannot wait. And again, Mighty Morphin number 8 comes out next week, and then Power Rangers number 8 comes out the following week. I'm going to get back on track with a weekly episode. I think I'm going to start releasing it on Fridays, so it gives me enough time to get the comics, read them, and record the review. Thank you all for watching this. This is Off the Grid, a Power Rangers podcast. Again, I am Jacob Bartley. You can follow me on Twitter at JacobBartley824 to hear my thoughts on movies, television, and nerdy stuff like that. And don't forget to check out Apocalypse Movies. That's where our main YouTube channel where we talk about film. And we review also The Bad Batch and the upcoming Loki show at Apocalypse Movies. Don't forget to check that out. Again, thank you for watching. Until next time, may the power protect you.